Be honest, dogs. It's getting rough out here, man. Can't afford rent. Can't afford to buy a house. Can't afford Xbox Game Pass. But at least Xbox is the middle ground ever since Nintendo raised its prices. They're like the middle ground of all three. Sony's the exclusives, Nintendo's the high prices. Xbox is the middle one with Game Pass, all that stuff. So at least we can all afford their content.
What the fuck?
Oh, okay. Okay, so they're going the Nintendo route. Alright. Well, I mean, let's see. The Series X and Series S have been out for a long time. Those should have gone down in prices. Yeah, that would make sense. All consoles go down in prices. I highly doubt, with how unpopular the Xbox Series S and X was, that they're actually gonna go and do the most unthinkable thing imaginable and do
What the fuck is going on here?
Xbox, you were supposed to be the good one! What's up, everybody? It's Tired Juby still here. This should be the last video of Super Tired Juby. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pissed at Microsoft to the point where I think I can actually handle giving you some energy. Because what the fuck? Nintendo goes ahead and releases $90 physical games and $80 digital. And Xbox comes out of nowhere, dropping the Oblivion Remastered for only $50. We thought they were giving the middle fucking finger to Nintendo, saying, screw you, we're not following your beliefs and that dumbass shit. And then all of a sudden, BAM! It's like a right in the kisser. It's like, hey, I just gave you, hey man, I want to give you a cookie because you're being such a great friend. Also, BAM! Fuck you! What the fuck happened? I remember watching people saying like, oh, this is their way of getting back at Nintendo. Like, oh, here's a classic that's 20 years old that actually deserves a fucking remaster. And they just go ahead and pull this shit right after. My question is, why'd you wait so long? I thought you guys were going to jump on. I'm going to be honest, I thought Sony was going to raise its prices way before Xbox did. But I guess Xbox beat them to the fucking market. So, in case you've been living under a rock, especially because no one's talking about it anymore, which really goes to show that we love to complain and still consume, and it's really bad. And by the way, before we move on to Xbox, all of you that pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch, fuck you, this is your fault. The Nintendo Switch 2 was the most pre-ordered system in the US. You all bitched about the fucking price. You all bitched about this fucking cost of the video games, and you still pre-ordered. Please, do me a favor, go in the comments below if you pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch 2. After all the shit you heard, why did you do it? I deadass want to know. Because congrats, you just showed all these AAA studios that they are allowed to get away with it. You really did. I wasn't buying a Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm definitely not buying another Xbox game. And I'll go into more details about that in a moment. But let's go ahead and see what Xbox thinks is the smartest thing to do during a possible recession. Oh, let's see. Going forward, here's the expected prices of Xbox consoles and accessories in the US. The Xbox Series S 512GB was $300, is now almost $400, $380. The Xbox Series S 1TB was $349, now it's $429. And we're gonna skip the digital. I don't give a shit. We need to go to the big one. Consoles are supposed to decrease in value over the years. The Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Special Edition was $600. Not even a Pro. It's just more storage. That's all it is. Not a graphical enhancement. Was $600. It's now $730. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the most expensive console of all time. I'm fairly certain. And you know the worst part about it being the most expensive console ever? It is now more expensive than a standard 2TB hard drive. Xbox Series X is now more expensive than a PlayStation 5 Pro. $700 for the PS5 Pro, and then right here, $730 for a normal 2TB Xbox Series X. What? This is the first console generation in history that has raised its prices after being out for almost half a decade. What? Not only that, their normal accessories are also going up in price. Xbox wireless controller, just the standard black, is $65 now. If you want it in color, if you want to make it blue or fucking yellow, $70 right there for color. An extra $5. A wireless controller special edition, $80. Let's see, where's the Elite controllers? Because I've been interested in getting an Elite controller, but they're so expensive. Well, guess what? I'm not fucking getting one now! An Elite Series 2, just the core, which I don't know what the difference is $150 fucking dollars. And then whatever the full version is $200. You're telling me the price of a controller is almost the same price as an Xbox Series S? What? And then the stereo headsets, you know, so you can live in the classic Modern Warfare 2 days. Oh, you fucking can't, bitch ass, I'm gonna fucking come to dust now. I'm just baffled. I really, really am. And I feel like this video is going by so fast. But, and not only this, by the way, this is just the accessories. They are also, of course, going down the $80 route. They are absolutely raising their prices of their first party games to $80. So, any game, like if there's a sequel to Indiana Jones, if there's a Stalker 3, or any of those games are now going to be $80. Elder Scrolls 6, I can almost guarantee you, is going to be $80 now. And that's for the standard edition, dude! Standard edition! Now, here's one great thing about Xbox. They have Game Pass, and somehow, Xbox Game Pass has not been touched when it comes to pricing. However, don't think for a second they're not going to do it. I'm just waiting for it to happen at this point. So, when it comes to wanting Xbox first-party games, there is that option of doing that. In fact, I'm actually thinking about getting Xbox Game Pass just so I can try Avowed. I want to try the Indiana Jones game and anything else that comes out. I am officially priced out of Xbox games. I cannot afford $80 games. I can't. There are some times where I save up months just to get games. It took me 2 months to save up $70 for AC Shadows, just so I can get it on release day, so I could do the look into. So yeah, I can't justify spending $80 for slop that's been coming out lately. I can barely stomach buying $70 games. I think I bought Resident Evil 4 and AC Shadows day one, $70. Space Marine 2 was only $60. But I think that's it when it comes to brand new games that I bought. And now, of course, the big question that everyone's asking, why are they raising their prices? Well, I'll tell you why. It's corporate greed, but if you want a Google AI overview answer, they're raising their Xbox prices due to market conditions and the rising cost of development. Rising cost of development that you control! You make the budget for these games. AC Shadows was $380 million. I know that's a Ubisoft title, but I'm just giving an example. Games are blown out when it comes to budget, having hundreds to thousands of people working on a game. Meanwhile, games like Schedule 1 or Expedition 33 come out, and they cost pennies on the dollar for those games, and they're doing better than your fucking games. The reason for that is because of the low cost of development, they have a higher chance of succeeding. It's basic economics. Expedition 33, I'm fairly certain, made its money back really quickly. Now it's all profit. Meanwhile, I think AC Shadows broke even, and now it's slightly going up. I don't know, Ubisoft is hiding their sales numbers, and Xbox isn't about to do that. Now, the company is also doing what every other company is doing. They're trying to blame President Trump's tariffs. Yes, tariffs are going to be a factor into it, but just like Nintendo, they did it before the tariffs went into place. Like, that's what's pissing me off. Now, I will say this, they have not explicitly said it's due to Trump's tariffs. Their reasons is rising cost of development and market conditions. That's their reasons. They're not blaming the US or anything. So I have a feeling they want to do this. And not only that, $80 games, you're doing that because of Nintendo. You're not doing it because you're all of a sudden like, oh man, guys, we're really sorry. I need to buy another yacht. I gotta pay these developers and I'm gonna lay off after the game doesn't make $200 billion. I just got to, guys. I gotta raise it. No, it's not. And you can't say they're losing money off of Game Pass because they've been praising Game Pass and they've been pushing Game Pass. So what is going on here? They're just doing it because Nintendo did it, and they took it a step further. They raised the price of the console that's not worth $730. I don't care how big of a gamer you are. That's ridiculous. this makes me very concerned. A, what Sony's gonna do, because Nintendo released their console at a way higher price than at a slightly higher price than we thought, and now they're releasing $90 physical games. Xbox is competing with that with $80 digital games and raising the price of their consoles and accessories. What's Sony gonna do? Is Sony gonna raise the price of consoles, accessories, games, and PlayStation Plus? Like, come on, you gotta beat the other two, right? And how much of a douche can we squeeze out on these people that are living paycheck to fucking paycheck and trying to get shit done and trying to enjoy life as little as we can during these times? Fuck you. Like, seriously, I'm genuinely pissed by Microsoft doing this. I don't know why, and you can tell me in the comments, I don't know why I thought Microsoft was going to be the one that's like, no, we're not going to do this actually. Because that would have been such a huge thing. If Nintendo and Sony raised their prices and Microsoft didn't, and I keep telling everyone this, and I'm so mad nobody will do it. If you lower the cost of your shit versus your competitors, even if it's just a little bit, $10, $5. Like, if you said you were raising the cost of your games to only $75, you'd be shocked how different that would be compared to Nintendo raising $10 and $20 physical. Like, you would sweep the fucking market. But these companies are so scared that they're gonna lose money, maybe fucking lower the cost of how much a video game's gonna cost to make, because games that are making profit are making their games at a fraction of what you fucking paid. It just baffles me, dude. It's such an easy way. Now, like I said, Sony hasn't announced it, but we all know how Sony is. Look at how they are with their exclusives. I can almost guarantee they're going to raise their prices. They are not going to do what I just said and be like, no, we're not going to do it. Even though they have the market by the balls, besides Nintendo exclusives, obviously. You guys saw my video on I miss the old Xbox days. We couldn't be farther away from them. Like I said, we have an option with Xbox Game Pass, luckily. Like I said, I'm going to try VOW and Indiana Jones, and I'm going to try those for, $11 a month for PC Game Pass? And I bought the Oblivion Remaster because I wanted to own that as much as I can, because God forbid we have physical copies these days. But yeah, I'm still exhausted, and yeah, I just had enough energy to bitch and moan about them. And it's a damn shame, dude. Fuck. I don't know why with Game Pass, like, my logic is because of Game Pass and Oblivion Remaster coming out for only $50, they could have easily charged $70, $80 for that. And that game would have sold like hotcakes because it's Oblivion. Like, they could have. That's why people were like, whoa, hold on, they only sold for $50? Hold on a minute. That's why people were like, oh, maybe they're saying, fuck you, Nintendo. No, unfortunately not. And like I said, it's inevitable that Sony's gonna do it. There's no way they're gonna sit out of this and not do it. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm not kidding, by the way. I'm officially priced out of Xbox games. I can't justify buying $80 games in this time and age, unfortunately. I don't make money from YouTube. I barely make any money from streaming. And I work a full-time job, and I pay a lot of rent for a really, really shitty apartment. And I'm trying to raise my family. So, unfortunately, with that news, if you think any look-intos are going to come out quickly when it comes to Xbox games, I don't know. It really depends on if I get Game Pass or not. I'd like to. I love Xbox, you guys know that. Like, I grew up with Xbox. I was proud of being an Xbox owner as a kid, during the console wars, obviously. I'm on PC now, but I still look at my Xbox like, man, I had some good times on that. And it's a damn shame that this is happening. I just hate the blame of rising costs of development because it's such a bullshit excuse. Because you can control that. You could make a game for $1 million, and I can almost guarantee you'd make more profit than trying to make a game for $500 million and praying really hard that people are going to buy it. Especially when you put your games on Game Pass. People have made fantastic games without a huge budget. Lethal Company, Expedition 33, fucking any indie game. Like, this is going to be the day and age of indie gaming, honestly. And I welcome it. I like AAA games. I do enjoy them from time to time. But it's clear that AAA gaming is going to be dead for a lot of people. Do I think this is going to cause a crash? I think we're getting there. I think when Sony does it, it's really going to hinder. I don't think we're going to see a crash when it comes to indie games. I think actually those are going to prosper. But I feel like AAAs are starting to spiral out of control with such high budgets. Look at Concord. Like, Concord was the stepping stone for what I think is going to happen. is that they're going to try to release slot, they're going to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to do it, and nobody's going to buy it. Especially when they try to do live service and when they try to add loot boxes and all that stuff. Oblivion Remastered showed that people just want a decent game. And that game was so good that all they did was a graphical enhancement and some tweaks. They didn't really touch the core game of it itself. So what do you think of this? Do you think Xbox justified it? Did you think Xbox was not going to? Or am I just a complete idiot? Let me know your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for listening to this rant. And I will see you all next week. Hopefully with some better news. Highly doubt it.